Hello everybody, welcome to 121 of Show Fever. Today we'll be going over Chapter 6 of Haunted Peak entitled Blessing. And that chapter starts off with a pretty cool looking color spread of Momiji. Now, the weird thing I don't like about this manga is kind of like, I'd say almost sexualization of a middle schooler. It just doesn't sit very well. It's kind of like how Ikimoto deals with Sarada. Like, I don't know if it can necessarily be considered that, but it's just kind of weird how this character's been handled. Like, Momoji is a middle schooler. So, like, how it's being held, especially kind of this color spread. Like, yeah, the color spread, the colors look nice and stuff like that, but it's still odd. Like, I might just be overthinking something, but it's peculiar. But yeah, so this chapter was actually good besides that color spread being a little weird. But, so we start off the chapter with Miko just looking back on the events of the previous chapter about how he told Momoji about the dark secret that the man had, Ebihara, and how they had planned to go up there again and be their little secret. And we see as Miko actually kind of starts to lock in, and he's like, oh, I believe she's probably just using me, and sees this as a game. And how she just sees herself as the queen, as Roka mentioned. But then he runs into it's Mikita or Makita? I think it's... Yeah, Makita. The wild child tomboy of their school. And he ends up running into her and she's like, release Momiji from your curse of elementary friendship. And they get talking and she mentions about how his creepish, like, freak aura is worrying and scaring Momiji. And he says, you're a freak too, as to Makita. And she's like, at least I am a freak without chains. You were cursed by that mountain, and it's like something else. You're beset, beleaguered by chains. So be free, Miko. And she goes running off, and then we see as Miko ends up going to class, and he looks at Momiji, and he's contemplating: is she really scared of him, and does she really view him as a creep? But yeah, so. Then after that, we see as Miko is walking home from school, he actually ends up running into Momoji's grandfather, where we learn that, yeah, he was one of the people who was with the boar hunting team when they came and drove it away from the school. And he mentions how they recently caught it up in a trap, and they took up the meat and divvied it out, and they had actually sent some to Miko's parents and family. So yeah, they get to talking a little bit more, and Miko asks about the mountain, and the grandfather reveals that, he has been around the mountain at request of his grandfather before he died. And he mentions about how he also saw Ebihara up on the mountain, and how he's kind of an idiot for staying up there, especially when winter hits, because he'll be gone, because Miko mentioned about how he's wanting to build a cabin up there and all of that. And we then see that Momoji's grandfather holds the sentiment that Miko should be the owner of the mountain. And that's cool. Momoji's grandfather's a cool dude. I enjoyed his little presence there. But yeah, so we see then as Miko walks home, and he tells his mom about how he met up with Momoji's grandfather, and he asks about the meat, and she's like, she's very, a very bad and rude parent here. Because she's like, oh, your dad doesn't like boar meat, and your sister won't eat any meat, and it's just so hard to cook boar meat. And we see then as he asks about it, she says, it's in the fridge. He looks in the fridge, it's not there. And she gets complaining some more. And then ultimately points to the trash can where Momoji takes it out. He's like, yo, bro, it's not polite to throw away a gift, even if it's inconvenient to you. And she gets to yapping more, and she's like, blah, 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 about just not wanting to cook it. And then she's like, of course it's my sour, rotten luck that you found the meat. So she seems to just absolutely hate Miko. I don't know if she's just having a bad day, but both his parents seem like they kind of suck. His dad's super lackadaisical and doesn't really have much conviction, and then his mom just appears to just absolutely dislike Miko, see him as a burden. Yeah, so I guess he's got awful parents. We could kind of deduce that down from previous chapters, but yeah, his parents kind of suck. But yeah, so she's like, well, there's a knife that your granddad ordered before he died, and he's got a smoker and a hot plate in his room, so you can go cook it if you want to eat it. But yeah, so we then see as we get a panel of Ebihara, who's working on his cabin. He's got a little bit of a foundation up now. He's got the 4 support beams, and he's got the 4 logs for the base laid out for the perimeter. And we then see as Miko ends up pulling up, and he's like, yo, you want some more boar meat? And he's got his backpack on and everything. So maybe he's going to share a meal here with Ebihara in the next chapter. But yeah, this chapter was really good. I really enjoyed this chapter. And I'm ready to see like where it goes now, because like I feel like Ebihara's kind of lost all of his aura of mystery and stuff like that. So I'm really ready to see where the plot's gonna go, because I don't think it's really like super close to ending. Like I mean, it could technically be resolved in like 10 chapters, but I don't know like what the conflict is now. I'm ready to see where like the intrigue develops to, and like where the conflict is, because like our main thing was figuring, yo, what is Ebihara doing up here on the mountain? We figured that out now, so I'm ready to see where the story goes, because he can only exist in the state of limbo for very little time. So I believe that a conflict of some sort or a new goal will be introduced pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, that was all there really was for chapter 6, like I said, entitled Blessing of Haunted Peak. It was only an 18-page chapter, which kind of sucks because I know they get the 2-week break and they're probably not working all the way through the 2 weeks, which is reasonable because they already have to work so much. Like, manga artists are insanely overworked. But yeah, so it does say we get more pages, but it's understandable why we didn't. So like I said, that's all there really was for that chapter, and that's all there really is for episode 121 of Shelf Reviews. Thank you very much for watching.